Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Empowerful You. I'm Gail B. And today, you can call this a rant, or I don't know what to call it. But this is something that has plagued me my entire career. And we all know that healthcare, healthcare is one of the most heinous professions out there because it's so cutthroat, it's so backbiting. But that's my area. That's all I know. But however, I have ventured outside of healthcare and come to find out it's the same thing everywhere. Bad bosses covering bad employees. You're nodding your head, aren't you? Because you've seen it. You've witnessed it. You've been through it just like I have. And just recently, I was working at a local nursing home as a treatment nurse. And, when you walk in the door and, you tell people that this is overwhelming and they go like, oh, no, no, you can do it. You're fine. And it's like, no, this is overwhelming. And you sort of kind of need to pull back on the people that you're admitting and let us sort of kind of get this settled out. No, you're good. You can handle that because they don't care anything about me. All they care about is putting a butt in the bed and their money. This is why a lot of people leave jobs because they want too much for too little. You're nodding about that too, aren't you? A lot of us aren't paid what we're worth, but we still need to work. And coming back to needing to work, why is it that it seems like we have so many bad bosses? People that don't need to be nobody's boss is the one that's yours. The ones that don't know anything, the ones that don't care to know anything, the ones that you've had to train because they didn't know anything, the ones who know somebody, or the ones who know somebody who knows somebody, and they hate you because you know what you're doing. You don't need anybody hanging over your shoulder to micromanage you, but they feel that they need to make them seem important and give them something to do. You know the ones. You know the ones. And these same people have been given all of this grace, have been given all of this power undeservingly to cover bad employees. How does that work? That's the part I that baffles the mind. It baffles me because what I don't understand is how is it that I come to work to do my job? I'm not there to be a part of your clique. I'm not there to be a part of your group. I'm not there to kiss nobody's butt. I'm not there to kiss nobody's ring. I'm there to do my job, make my money, and go home. That's cut and dry to the subject. But it seems as if people won't accept you for who you are. They want you to be what they want you to be. And if you're not like Sally, Dick, Jane, or whoever, they have a problem with you. How dare you have your own mind? How dare you be able to think, to reason, to problem solve, to be independent? How dare you? How dare you go outside of my norm, my comfort zone? How dare you be outside of that? Are you nodding? hmm Because that's been me my entire career. I'm going to say what I say because I'm grown. And do you know how many jobs I've lost because of being grown? and being able to speak up for what I know is right and speak up for myself. That just happened to me just now, a week ago. Speaking up for the right while this facility covers for one of their bad employees. How does that work? These are the people that they cover for, the ones that keep their secrets, the ones that do their dirty work, the ones that go in the office and tell on you, the ones that gather the dirt to either bury you or get rid of you. You know the ones. You know them. I've been on jobs where I've seen people get away with pure D murder. I've been on jobs where I'm the supervisor and wasn't allowed to write up a subordinate or was reprimanded for writing up said subordinate because they were in the clique. They were in the group. They were covered. And me being an outsider, I have no rights. And what I say means nothing to them. This is what had just happened. And then they will take such extremes to even railroad and or scapegoat you. I've had that happen too. Mhm. I remember being at another local nursing home and had the director of nursing and the administrator fire me for narcotics being missing. Remember, I'm the kid that can't even take Benadryl, okay? Let alone a narcotic. So when it comes down to it, I wasn't even on that side of the building. Did y'all hear that? I wasn't even on that side of the building. I had no contact with anyone over there. Passed a drug screen, but yet and still, I'm the one that got fired. How? How does that work? And report it to the board for something that I did not do. How does that work? Bad bosses covering for bad employees. They didn't have anybody, they couldn't find anybody, so guess what? They found me. They scapegoated me. They railroaded me. However, karma came back to find them and they left too. But just know, as a chosen person, as a chosen one, it's the bane of our existence. We come up against these things. It's our job to learn what's right and how to do the right thing. Even though we know we're doing the right thing, it's not always right in the eyes of those who have perverted everything from right to wrong. They don't see things the way we do. They see things the way they want to. And they're hoping that you will too, that you won't see the difference. You won't see they're wrong. You won't notice they're wrong. And you are not allowed to speak up against said wrong. Then you're in the wrong because you're outside of their circle. Again, bad bosses covering for bad employees. Do you know how many people a day have reported things that go wrong on their jobs over and over and over, reporting it to their supervisor, reporting it to administration, reporting it to HR? And these things are just, well, what you want me to do? And a lot of times these things are just swept under the rug while you suffer. And the other person, hey, hey, I can do whatever I want to. And nothing ever happens to them. Have you noticed that? There's some people, they can do anything that they want to do, and nothing seems to happen to them. They never get written up, they never get talked to. But if you move wrong, move your eyes wrong, look wrong, come in a minute late, you know, come in a little late from your lunch, it turns into an event. How dare you, blah, blah, blah. And they come down on you like a ton of bricks, like you have killed the president. You know the ones. It's probably just happened to you, just like it's happened to me. Losing my job or being put in a hostile work environment to cover somebody that's not doing anything. You know the ones that do half a job, if any, and their load seems to fall on you. What they don't do, you do. So they can sit around and chit chat and gossip and, keep up all types of mess and all types of chaos. But since they're friends with the boss, it's okay. Since they go along with the agenda, they know how to play the game, it's okay. Me, I don't play games. I don't play games with people. Games will get you killed. You know that. Games and relationships, games on job, games will get you dead. And you know that. Because now you're playing with somebody's emotions. And then on a job, you playing with somebody's money, their certifications that makes their money. When you start playing with stuff like that, that's a dangerous place to be. But obviously, these bad bosses, they don't care. And they feel that nothing in the world is going to happen to them ever. They're just that cavalier and gallant and arrogant about their actions. You know it, you've seen it. And that's how they talk to you. You report things and they tell you basically that it's none of your business. I've been told that. I got told that at the last job. That it was basically none of my business, that they were going to investigate it, and it was none of my business. But as a mature queen, I felt that it was my duty to speak up for an upcoming queen. I have a daughter, and I was not going to stand by while another upcoming queen with children is railroaded for a bad employee. How does that work? How does that work? That you're going to scapegoat, railroad an innocent young lady to cover your bad employee. How does that work? So if you're going to do that, then what else are you covering? What else are you doing? What else are you not reporting? Because my mother always told me if you tell one lie, you're going to have to keep lying to cover that one lie. And if you lie about something, you'll lie about anything. That you cannot be trusted. So why was I fired? Because I spoke the truth. And they didn't want the truth out because they wanted to cover their bad employee. Because they know that if that got out, that was going to bring the state in there. That was going to bring the family in there, and that was going to be a lawsuit. And also, too, abuse against a resident is a felony, people. Putting your hands on a resident is a felony. That's called jail time and losing your certification. Huh. So this is what we're covering? We're covering a criminal? Is that what we're saying? We're covering a criminal? So we covering a criminal, what does that make them? What does that make that bad boss? A criminal? Just like at my daughter's job. Favoritism. Favoritism is just ringing, ringing, ringing because of people in a certain group. They take off when they get ready, go on break when they get ready, come back when they get ready. She has seen times where she couldn't take a break because no one was there to relieve her. Having to take her lunch late because her relief is wherever. They have no regard. These people, these bad employees, they have no regard for you as a coworker. They have absolutely no regard for you. They don't care. As long as they have their way and as long as they can do what they want to do, and that said bad boss is going to cover them in their wrong, they feel that they're right about whatever they do and they don't give that damn about you. They don't care. Because they have been put in a comfort zone. They've been put in a position to whereas whatever they do, somebody higher up is going to cover them and cover it up, sweep it under the rug. That didn't happen. And then they turn around and try to make it seem like you crazy. They try to flip it back on you, that you lying or that you crazy. Something wrong with you. You nodding your head, aren't you? I know you are. Because you've seen it. You have seen it. And I mean, I don't know how to solve it. I honestly don't know. But it seems as if these people are always, always, always the last ones to be caught. The very last ones, like right before they close the doors, last one to be caught. Criminals working among us. She had people over there at her job stealing time. Stealing time is a felony. You do know that, right? It's a felony. Going on excessive breaks and all this other type of stuff, that's called stealing time. Everybody knows by federal law, you get 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute or an hour lunch. That's labor law. Not going every 20 minutes and staying 20, 30 minutes on said break. You haven't done any work all day. I've seen that too. I had an employee like that. And when I pulled her to the side to talk to her, my supervisor stepped on me and basically told me to leave her alone and that she would handle it. You know how she handled it? Let her keep on doing what she was doing and told me to shut up and move on. And I'm the supervisor. I'm quite sure you all have seen that, been in that situation. And it is very rare. I promise you, it is very rare to actually have a supervisor that really cares. I've had 2 or 3. In 31 years of nursing, I've had 2 or 3 that actually stood up for the right, stood up for what they knew was right, instead of just falling into the corruption of the job. Good bosses are very, very rare. Good bosses reward you, applaud you. You know, they appreciate you. Whereas bad bosses, nothing you can do for them is ever good enough. You're never good enough. You don't do enough. You really and truly in their mind, you don't do nothing. You are nothing. You're no one. And they do that on purpose to try to make you feel small, to belittle you, because that's who they are. They have low self-esteem. They're incompetent. Most of the time, most of them are stupid. If we want to get real about that thing, they're just plain old everyday stupid. They're not ignorant. Ignorant means I don't know. Stupid means I know and I'm not going to do nothing about it. I'm going to do it my way. The scripture calls that haughty and stiff-necked. And that's what they are. Majority of the time, they're haughty and stiff-necked. They're stuck in their own ways and they're going to do it the way they want to do it. Guess what? Because they are allowed to. And most of the time, owners of companies, they don't care. They could care less how their companies are being run. They don't care. They don't care about their employees. All they care about is the bottom line. And if it comes down to it, guess who they're going to believe? They're going to believe their management. And many of the time, majority of the time, the management is the problem. It's that middle ground right there in the middle. It's the employees, management, and the owners. It's that middle ground right here that is the problem. Majority of people that are in management are corrupt because they're looking out for themselves. They're looking out for themselves and they're looking out for whoever's in their little circle. Take nursing homes, for instance. I can speak on nursing homes because I've been in some. Majority of the time, your administrator will put you in a position where you can make bricks with no straw. That's what Pharaoh said. And people told them that's impossible. We can't do that. But that's how they do. They want to give you the bare minimum of supplies and expect you to do your job properly and take care of these people properly as with any other job. They want you to work with the bare minimum, but they want you to do top quality work with the bare minimum. How does that work? How does that work? As a nurse, I carry everything with me. I carry a big old book bag. Like most nurses, we look like bag ladies when we come up in a building. Sometimes we have 2, 3, 4 bags. We got to have one for our personal stuff. We got to have one with all of our equipment in it because most of the time we walk in a place and the equipment don't work or they don't have it. So a lot of times we are like gypsies. We have to carry everything we need to function on a job with us. And I'm quite sure many others do it. I know teachers do. Teachers walk in like bag ladies too. They walk in with all these bags because they already know that they're not going to have the proper tools to teach their children. Then, on top of bad bosses, we have bad customers. You know the ones that you cannot satisfy at any cost. Irregardless of what you do, what you say, you can't please them. And you're not. And it's very rare that you will have a boss, supervisor, and or whatever that will side with you. No, they want to sweep it under the rug. They want to say, well, that's just them. You just have to deal with it. What? I have to deal with somebody else's bad behavior against me? I just have to suck up somebody else's bad behavior towards me? The old folks call that go along to get along. When does go along stop? When are people held accountable for their own actions? There's no accountability. There's no accountability anywhere. And again, as a chosen one, you have to be the one that's accountable. You're the one that is held accountable. You're the one that is held to that higher standard because that's who you are. That's who you are. And little do you know, your spirit, your essence, and everything arrives before you even appear. It's already in the building. And it makes these other people crazy because they know that they can't hold a torch against you, that they're nothing against you. And I said that, nothing. And they know that. So what do? They take it upon themselves to try to tear you down, make you look bad, taint your reputation, try to put things on your license, on your certification, trying to bring you down to where they are. They put you on a pedestal, now they're trying to knock it out from under you. Because you don't think that you're on a pedestal, do you? I don't. I'm just me. I'm just Gail. I'm Gail all the time. And that's all I've ever been. I've never tried to be anything that I'm not. But people will put you on a pedestal and turn around and be the main ones trying to knock that pedestal out from under you, or just knock you off of it, or just destroy everything. They have put you on a pedestal. You didn't. They did. They think highly of you in their mind. This is going on in their head that you need to be destroyed. You need to be put in your place. What's my place? Can anybody define that for me? What is my place? And who has the right to decide what my place is? I'm not trying to decide anybody else's place. So, who is anybody to decide my place? To put you in your place, to take you down a peg or two. The only way I can be up a peg or two or out of place is because somebody in their mind has created that. That's how they see me. They see me as threatening. They see me as a know-it-all. They see me as an arrogant bitch. Or as one of my old employees used to see me, the arrogant black nigger bitch. Yes. You know where that was. The Wicked Witch of the West on the hill. You know the one. You know who I'm talking about. Those that know me, you know who I'm talking about. That's how she saw me. She saw me as arrogant. Arrogant because I was competent. Arrogant because you hired me to do a job and I was doing it effectively. That makes me arrogant. Does that make you arrogant? That you're effective in doing your job? That you're competent and you know your shit? That you have experience, years of experience, and you have honed your craft to become adept or an expert in your craft, and that makes you arrogant? How does that work? How in the world does that work to make you arrogant? But that's how she saw me. Another bad boss. See, you have to remember also too, chosen one, that your light shines so bright that it shines into their darkness. It penetrates into their darkness, into those places that they don't want to deal with. That's what your light does. Your light penetrates into their deep, dark places and it shines light on them. You show them up. You show them up as who they are not, who they have built themselves up in their own minds to be. And you show them just by being yourself. You don't have to do anything. You just show up. Just by being yourself, just by being who you are, just by being that chosen one that you are, that you were born to be, anointed and appointed for such a time as this. All you have to do is walk into a room. That's how you know that your gift is effective. When you walk into a room and the atmosphere changes, that's when you know that you are a chosen one. When people come at you with everything they can to destroy you and to take you down, it's not you, it's what you carry. It's who you are in the spirit realm. Those are spiritual attacks. This is their demons coming up against you. You don't have to do anything. Do you know how many years it took me to realize that it wasn't me? Do you know how many years of torture I went through thinking, what am I doing wrong? What what is it about me that makes these people hate me? Nothing. As the young folks say, haters gonna hate. And these people hate you simply because of who you are and what you carry, what you stand for, that you stand for the right. And you do that in the face of them standing for their wrong. And they've done wrong for so long that wrong now has become right. Everything is upside down in their world. And how dare you come in right side up and try to straighten out upside down? You see what I'm saying? Bad bosses covering bad employees. I'm quite sure many of us have gone through that. I mean, I've had God knows how many jobs, but I see it as assignments. People believe that, I've been in places where people say, well, we get good people in and people run them off. No, nobody runs you off from a job. Don't believe that. That's a lie. Nobody can run you anywhere. Majority of the time, strong-minded, strong-willed people are not going to go along with the bullshit. They're not going to stand for it. They're not going to be standing there to be mistreated. They're not going to stand for that. To go along with somebody else's wrong. They're not going to do that. And when they get tired of the mistreatment and the hostile work environment, they're going to leave. Sometimes abruptly. And then the employer gets offended. Like, how dare you leave this wonderful place with my evil self? How dare you leave this wonderful place? And then they want to put you in as a no rehire. Come on, people. We live in the state of Alabama. Alabama's an at-will state. That means you can fire me at will and I can fire you at will. But they want to put you down as a no rehire, thinking that that's going to hurt you. I left you for a reason. Do you really think I want to come back to you? And see, and then, I've seen where we have companies here that own several homes, and they will put you in as a no rehire for all of them so that you can't work for that company, period. Thinking that they're going to hurt you. Do you see what I'm saying? You're not going to hurt me. If I'm meant to be in a place, guess what? I'm going. Whether you put me down as a no rehire, because I've seen that too. I've been down as a no rehire and still got hired because it was meant for me to be there. There was something I had to learn. There was something I had to teach. There was something I had to glean from that experience. Or there was somebody that I had to meet, minister to, and when it was finished, it's time to go. Mm-hmm. I have been groomed to detect bad behavior on site. I've been groomed for that. What's coming, I don't know. But I know majority of my adult life has been in a position of seeing what not to do, witnessing what not to do, feeling what not to do, learning empathy for other people. A lot of people don't know how to empathize with anyone because they can't see past themselves. Yeah. They just cannot grasp other people's pain, other people's suffering because they can't see past themselves. They can't see past the rules. They can't see you as a human being with needs, wants, desires. They can't get a grasp on that, especially an evil person. They can't get a grasp on that you're human too. And they just go by, you know, well, I'm just going by the rules. Okay, but you're going by the rules for me, but what about your bad employee over here? You bend the rules, break the rules, burn the rules, tear the rules up. For them, there are no rules. But for you, there are. That's called a double standard. We've all seen that. We've all been denied positions, promotions. We've all seen these things because of who they know. We've all seen that. People promoted that don't deserve to be promoted. They don't have the time. They don't have the skill set, the experience. They don't have anything. I've been in those type of positions. To have somebody promoted over me and then the job turns around and wants me to train them. No, 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 no. No, no, no. You promoted them. That's your bad employee. And you need to train said employee. You're nodding your head. Because you know the ones. This has been a perpetual cycle probably throughout time. And when it will stop, I don't know. But I just believe that owners of companies, of which I hope to be one day, are aware of how their workers are being treated. Check in, talk to the people, and find out instead of turning a blind eye and a deaf ear, thinking that these people are just complaining for nothing. Nobody complains for nothing. People don't report things just to be reporting them. That's stupid all within itself. And when you turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to people complaining, and then you sit back baffled as to why you have a revolving door of employees going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, that you can't keep anybody, that you can't retain anybody, that tells you then that you have an internal problem. And majority of the time, it's management. But things have to get so desperate, they have to get so dire before anybody wants to step in and do anything. By that time, you're what, 100, 200 employees late. Then you want to step in, oh, we need to do something. We have a crisis. No, you had a crisis uh, 10 employees ago, 15, 20 employees ago. That's when you had the crisis because of your bad bosses and them covering your bad employees. These are the people that don't allow people to come in and have a decent work environment. We were always told that one rotten apple spoils the whole barrel. So I guess that our whole work environment is just absolutely spoiled because every single one has one bad apple and probably 10 more. So we're walking in the door of something that's already spoiled. We're walking in the door of something that is already unfixable because nobody wants to fix it. We're a rose among thorns. And what I have learned over my time is that nobody wants to do the right thing anymore. No one. No one wants to do the right thing. Nobody wants to hear the truth, not when they have an agenda, not when they want to do what they want to do, and they have the power to do so. What else can we say? We have to work. I wish that our work environment was a little more pleasant, that we had more good bosses in place that would make our work environments more pleasant, more workable, you know, that makes your day go by faster, you know. Because people don't understand that the better you treat your employees, the better they treat your customer. That's something to think about, isn't it? That's something to think about, ain't it? That the better you treat me, then the better I will treat your customer. Because if you don't pay me right, you're always on my case about something, always trying to run me down, then what am I going to give you? I'm going to give you that. I used to be that fool at one time that would take all of that yep. I used to be that fool. Then one day I woke up and I was like, oh my God, have I been this stupid? Have I really been this stupid to be used and abused by these people? And once I woke up, that was the living end. Not to be used, not to be abused anymore. That it was okay to stand my ground, that it was okay to be me. It was my right to be me. Yes, we all have rules to follow, but your rules, their rules, shouldn't impede on your personal, on your individual. Shouldn't impede on that. You turning a blind eye and a deaf ear to what's wrong makes you an accessory to the crime. So what are you going to choose today? Are you going to choose to be a bad boss, a bad employee, being covered in your wrong? Are you going to be like me? I feel I'm a good employee. I'm a great asset to wherever I go, just like you. You're a great asset to any company because you're good at what you do and you love what you do. And anybody should be happy and grateful to have you. Never see yourself down. Never let anybody put you down and or put you in your place or take you down a peg or two. They don't have that right. The only person that has that right is you. You are what you believe you are. Don't let anybody or anything ever talk you out of your own greatness. Don't let that happen to you. You were great. You are great. But you have to know that in your own mind and in your own spirit. Don't water down your light because somebody else is uncomfortable. Don't water down your personality because it makes other people uncomfortable. You know what that makes you? That makes you phony. Mhm. Because you're not being yourself. You're being somebody else. You're being who they want you to be, who they are comfortable being around. If people can't stand you for who you are, then they don't need to be around you. You don't need to be around them. Let them be around the other phony people. You need to be around people that's real. Me, I'm real all the time. I don't have no place in being phony. I don't like phony and I don't like phony people. That's just it in a nutshell. I don't do phony. I don't. So don't. The scripture even tells you that a light is not hidden under a bushel. So why would you hide yourself? Going along to get along, that's what you're doing. How's that working for you? Well, darlings, all I want to say is that keep doing what you're doing. Keep being who you are. You don't have to force people to appreciate you. You don't have to force people to recognize you because your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men and women and make you great. But that's all I have to say today. Excuse the rant. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. I love you.